Thanks a lot, Ulf, and thanks a lot, Eva. And actually, this is another 58-year-old woman standing here. And it's my pleasure then to give an overview of the 10 years that have passed with CASE as a center. Our vision, as we wrote it already in the original proposal to Forte in 2006, is to contribute to creating supportive environments for aging, to create societal change that enhance healthy aging in Sweden and Europe. And actually, supportive environments, that expression was picked up from the WHO's proposition to have supportive environments for health. So it has in its basis a public health connotation. We also formulated a mission. Our mission is to produce research findings that would enhance and see to that there are possibilities for society, for individuals, to create these supportive environments. For this, already in 2006, we formulated that we need to collaborate with different categories of users, and that is actually something that has increased in importance and is now in more or less every call from funders, that you need to have collaboration with users. But we were really early on with this kind of mission. We also wanted to produce findings that would make a difference for people in everyday life, so that people will recognize the kind of research that it makes a difference. This comes naturally also then to formulate a mission where our research has high societal relevance for practice implementation in societal planning, and to also have an impact on policy and legislation. The next part of our mission, as we stated it in 2006, was to develop a creative, strong, excellent research context and see to that we could see to that younger researchers, let's say the future leaders in aging research, would get the best possible education. And here you see a very nice picture of 6 of our PhD students, and you will actually meet all of them today later. Funding is an absolute prerequisite to be able to do any kind of research. And we were then so happy that when we had submitted and got the decision from Forte that we got 10-year funding. And at that point in time, 10 years is an ocean of time and it's an ocean of money. But now we are standing here 10 years later, time is running out and money is running out. But we actually got close to 60 million kronor from Forte, and we're so happy that we have the new general director here for Forte today to give us some insights for the future. We also, in this kind of long-term commitments, there was a requirement from the funder that we should demonstrate co-funding from Lund University. And Lund University has been very generous here. As you can see from this slide, we had 80% in addition compared to what we got from Forte as co-funding. And here I would also like to mention that part of Lund University funding is the permanent donation from Bibinska Donation, and we also have several representatives here from that board, and we're so grateful that we got this kind of platform. And you can see also that we have co-funding from 3 of the faculties at Lund University, and that's actually then the 3 faculties that are collaborating. It's the Faculty of Social Sciences, the Faculty of Medicine, and the Faculty of Engineering. And they all have contributed either with co-funding, as we say in the research world, in kind. That means that we already have payment, some of us, for salaries, and we use time for the research in this center. But we also have from the Faculty of Engineering 1 million kronor per year in, let's say, fresh money, cash money, that we have been able to use during these years. We have an overarching research theme in CASE called Healthy Aging, and underneath that we have 3 specific themes, namely aging and housing, aging in public environments, aging and disability. And you will later this morning have examples, or not only examples, but all the different PhD theses that have been produced or are underway under those three themes presented. I would like to emphasize already now that these are not distinct themes. They are overlapping, they are integrating, so most of our projects actually could be placed in more than one of these themes, and that's the main idea. We don't want to work in silos, we want to work integrated. But still, as we look at our projects, they are more or less connected more to one of the theme than to the two others. The guiding principles for CASE are interdisciplinarity, and that means that researchers do not only meet from different disciplines. If you do that, you call it multidisciplinarity. Interdisciplinarity means that you actually collaborate, and it means that the different disciplines actually change and accommodate and come up with new kind of perspectives, new kinds of research questions, just because they collaborate and integrate intensively. This is a challenge. It's often lip service, but it's easier said than done. But we are struggling, and I would like to say, and I'm really confident that after 10 years we have taken some very important steps in that direction, but there is very much more that needs to be done. Not the least, as Eva Wiberg just said, we are a comprehensive university and we need collaboration across several disciplines, and we would actually like to see for the future to integrate and work together with researchers from several of the 8 faculties of the university, not only the 3 that are already included. User participation is also key, and that means that it's not only to be included in our studies as a participant. That is done widely in research. Instead, you are a partner and you collaborate as a researcher with the users, and that is also very challenging for everybody involved. And the third guiding principle is innovation, because there is such a big need when it comes to the situation of the aging population, that come up with new methods, new products that really are innovative in its means and in its ends. And social innovation, even if it's in brackets, given the nature of what we're doing in CASE, is the kind of innovation approaches that are most relevant to us. We had a set of goals under the mission also in our original proposal, and the first goal was that at least half of the municipalities in Sweden will make use of CASE research findings. And to date, when we have calculated, we have reached out to 53% of the 290 municipalities. This is really challenging. What does it mean to make use of our findings? So I would like to really emphasize that needs more elaboration. But we are so happy that we have managed to reach out to such a large extent, and in that sense we have reached that goal. As you can see, of course we have more red dots in the south of Sweden, but that happens because we are here in Lund. The second goal is to continue our methodology and empirical research. This means that we are running basic as well as applied research with theory and methodology development for translation of research results into practice and policy. That needs specific methods, and we have come some way further on that, and we will listen more to that in the afternoon from our talkers. And also to make research in the national and cross-national context, we have a lot of comparative studies where we actually are comparing in a scientific manner the situation of older people in Sweden and other countries. And as we go, we also generate new research questions of high societal relevance. That is the way research is running, that we need all the time to reformulate what we're doing. In terms of output here, this is a pie chart of the original publications. By the end of the year, we will have published 320 to 25 original publications. And here you can see how they are distributed on the themes. Once again, it's not so easy to make this pie chart because we have several or rather many publications that would actually be counted in several of the themes. But this is a nice picture of how the kind of publications we have been able to get out are distributed. Another kind of research output is to what extent we have managed to generate additional funding. And here you can see on this picture, in this figure, you can see the different types of funders. I would like to draw your attention to other funding because that is actually comprising a lot of private donations, smaller grant givers that all also are very important, but we didn't detail them. You see here again that the Rybinska Foundation has not only given co-funding to the center, but also additional funding. We have the Swedish Research Council that is also a big contributor, and Lund University, via the Strategic Research Initiative Neuroscience, has also provided money. And 130 million kronor, that is actually more than the funding we got together from Forte and the co-funding from Lund University. Another kind of output is that we are continuously being asked by different types of authorities and to give input with our research findings, and this means that our goal to influence policy is also well underway to be fulfilled. We have our case user board that was mentioned also by Eva Wiberg, and we have several of our members here, if not more or less all of them. Bengt Holgersson is the chairperson of this board, and the main tasks for the user board is to suggest new research areas, to comment, be our critical friends on ongoing research, and also to contribute to the translation and dissemination of research results. And it's the chairperson, Bengt Holgersson, who is also part of the board of CASE, who has the mandate to select and nominate people to be part of the board. And this leads to that we are developing user participation increasingly now across our projects, and we also are developing methods for more active knowledge translation. We have a journalist, what we call a communication officer, also employed part-time to support us, all researchers, in this kind of activities. Goal 3 is to produce scholars in an excellent teaching and learning environment that really has the skills for interdisciplinary transnational research on aging. And here you see the faces of people that are all lined up here, and you will meet many of them just a little bit later this morning. CASE was one of the founding partners of the International Summer School on Aging, so that is also part of our goal fulfillment when it comes to being a learning and teaching environment for younger scholars. And somewhere here we have Torbjörn Svensson, who was the person at CASE who initiated that. And we have now had 3 very successful summer schools together with University of British Columbia, and we happen to have Dr. Anne Martin Matthews here as our keynote speaker later today, and you were also one of the founding parties here. And we have the Italian National Research Institute on Aging in Ancona as the 3rd partner, and this is the fabulous group that were in Vancouver. This year we had close to 100 applicants from all over the world to 20 places, and I must say that ISA is a success. The next step we took here was to apply for money to coordinate the Swedish National Graduate School for Competitive Science on Aging and Health, short SVEA, and we got the money from the Swedish Research Council. We have 50 partners across Sweden, and this means that today we have 45 students that are affiliated to SVEA, and we are coordinating a curriculum with specific courses on aging and health, and this is also very interdisciplinary in scope. So with this, I hope that I have given you an overview of what we stated 10 years ago, what we have accomplished this far. I would like to warmly welcome you on behalf of CASE to to learn more about us. I would like to thank all our external funders, in particular Forte and Lund University, all the co-workers at CASE. You will meet most of us here during the day. CASE board, many of the members are also here today. We have also had scientific advisory boards during the years. We have many scientific collaborators in Sweden and abroad. And last but not the least, all our users. And users are older people, representatives from non-governmental organizations. It's professional users in the healthcare and social services systems. It's industry, public authorities, politicians, and so on and so forth. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.